Hello and welcome back to Algebra 1 Honors. Today we're going to be talking about lesson 4-6, which is multiplying polynomials. Okay, there's a few different ways to multiply polynomials, and I'll show you the different ways. But there's one way that's most acceptable for most high school students, and after we show you the different ways, from then on we're going to be dwelling on that form so that you're ready for high school. Okay, when we go ahead and multiply polynomials, let's look at this. This box here represents areas, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to find the area of this entire rectangle, and then we're going to add them together and see what the total area would be. So in this case, we get the area of each little section, and you see that this section from here to here is 2x, and from here to here is 3x. So in this box, I'm going to write 2 times 3 is 6. X times x is going to be 6x squared. Okay, so that's the area for that one little box. Then down here, you see I have a 2. 2x plus 2 is going to give me 4x. And over here I have a 5 and a 3x, so that will give me a 15x. And at the very bottom, I have a 5 and a 2, and that will give me a 10. Now, if I come over here and rewrite the areas in each little box, you'll see that I have 6x squared here. I have 15x, it's the area for that little box. I have 4x, and I have a 10. Now, that's all fine and good, but I still don't understand, or I still don't have the area of the entire figure. So to get that, I have to take all these areas and add them together. Let's do that. Okay, we've multiplied them. Now we're going to see what they are together. So I have a 6x squared, okay, plus 15x plus 4x, okay, and then I have a plus 10. Now what I do now is I go ahead and add my like terms together. Do I have any like terms? Yes, I see 2. I have a positive 15x and a positive 4x. So when I combine them together, the total area for this is going to be represented by 6x squared plus 19x plus 10. Okay? Now, this is multiplying using area to show you how to do it. Now the next thing that I want to show you is what they typically do in high school when they multiply two binomials. And this method over here is going to be called the FOIL method. F-O-I-L. The FOIL method is a wonderful method, but it's usually only used when you multiply two binomials together. And let's look at our binomials here. If I had 2x plus 5, I'm going to get this. I'm going to do the whole thing now. 2x, this is going to be 2x plus 5, okay? That's how wide it is. And on the side, it's going to be 3x plus 2. Now you saw that I multiplied each little section. Now I'm going to multiply the entire section. So let's look and see what we have. We have 2x plus 5, and then we have 3x plus 2. Okay, now, the FOIL method stands for something. FOIL means you multiply the first two together first. O means the outside ones. This one and this one are the outside ones. The inside ones are your 5 and 3x, and the last one is your 5 and your 2. Once you've completed that, the next step is to gather all the like terms together, and then you're finished. Okay, so let's see how this works. All right, if I'm going to multiply the first two people together, I'm going to multiply 2 times 3x. 2 times 3x gives me what? 6x squared. Okay, now I multiply my outside ones. 2x. And he goes all the way over here to 2. So I'm gonna put these down just a little bit, because what I'm trying to do is show you my happy face once I actually FOIL this. So the first one is going to be 6x squared. My second one is going to be what? Plus 4x. Okay? And now I'm going to do the two inside ones. This guy and this guy. So he's going to go like this. Okay, two inside guys. Okay, so 5 times 3 is a plus 15x. And the last guys, okay, this guy and this guy is going to be a plus 10. Now if I did this correctly, okay, which I think I did, it should look, and this is the guy's nose, and this is his mouth. Yeah, it makes like a little face. Isn't that interesting? But now, back to this, we have to combine our like terms together. 15x and 4x, so my answer should be, and it is, 6x squared plus 19x plus 10. Okay, now this leads me to the question that says, what happens if I don't have two binomials? How do I multiply them? Okay, or, before we get to that point, how do we multiply these guys one more way? Okay, well if we don't use the FOIL method, we can use what we call the vertical multiplication method. And here's how this works. We're going to get rid of FOIL. I'm going to use the same exact problem. I'm going to have 2x plus 5, and I'm going to multiply it by 3x plus 2. Okay, and here's how this works. We take the first term here and we multiply it by this term and then that term. So 3x times 2x is 6x squared. And then 3x times that is going to be plus 15x. Now I take my 2. 2 times 2 is 4x. And I put it right under here, okay, so that I can collect all my like terms very easily. And my last term is going to be a plus 10. So all I have to do now is collect my like terms. No like terms for here, so it's going to be 6x squared. A 4 and a 15 gives me a 19x and plus 10. Okay, this is what we call the vertical way of multiplying polynomials. Now again, what happens if you have, let's say, a binomial and you're going to multiply it by a trinomial? All right, let's look at that scenario. Okay, we can do the same thing. What if we had 3x minus 2? Okay, 3x minus 2. There's my binomial, and I'm going to have a trinomial of 2x squared minus 5x minus 4. 2x squared minus 5x minus 4. Okay, two different ways. Let's do the vertical multiplication. Okay, so we come over here and we make sure that the highest from the highest exponent to the least. So I'm going to put 2x squared minus 5x minus 4 on top. See, I have an exponent of 2, 1, and then none. And I'm going to multiply it by 3x minus 2. Okay, as you can see, I have a binomial and I'm multiplying it by a trinomial. Okay, again, we do it a little different. We take my 3x and we start this way, then this way, then this way. So 3x times 2x squared is going to give me a 6x to the third power, and I'm going to have a minus 15x squared, and my last term is going to be minus 12x. Okay, so I've multiplied all of these top numbers by 3x. Now I'm going to do the same with the negative 2. Negative 2 times that is going to give me a negative 4x squared. This is going to, I'm sorry. Then this one is going to be a plus 10x, and the last term is going to be a positive 8. So all we have to do now is we have to collect our like terms and add them together. One nice thing about the vertical way of multiplication, you can easily see where your like terms are, and you can easily see what you have to do to add or subtract and put them together. In this case, There's no like term here for 6x cubed, so it's going to be 6x to the third power. Negative 4 and negative 15 is minus 19x squared. And then I'm going to have a minus 12. It's going to be minus 2x plus 8. Okay. Okay, this is the vertical method. Now when you get to high school, they're going to want you to do the horizontal method. And because we don't have two binomials, we can't use the FOIL method. But we use something like the FOIL method. And here's what we do. We ensure that each one of these guys here is multiplied by everybody in the second equation. What am I meaning? Let's watch. This times this, I'm going to get 6x cubed. Okay. This times this, I'm going to get minus 15x squared. And this last one, I'm going to get minus 12x. Okay, now I'm going to multiply everybody by this guy. I'm going to get minus 4x squared. Okay. And I'm going to go to this one, and I'm going to get positive 10x. And I'm going to get a positive 8 at the end. Now, all I have to do now is to collect my like terms. Okay, well, I don't have a cube that's a like term, so it's going to be 6x cubed. But I have this guy, 15x squared, and 4x squared is a minus 19x squared. And then I have a negative 2x and 10, which is going to give me a minus 2x plus 8. Okay, now, this answer over here should be the same as this answer over here. Because even though there are different ways of doing it, they're all valid. That means we'll get the same answer, and yes, indeed, they are. So this is Algebra 1 Honors, Lesson 4-6, lesson on multiplying polynomials.